bro, don't forget, it ain't the first 48, bro. It's 60 minutes, bro.
We heard a whole lot of lip service, but hey, anybody can do that. But between the lines,
come with the king, you best not miss. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make like, who you with? You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Say who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked in Zone 32.
Hey, bro, don't forget, it ain't the...
You know what that music means. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. Excuse me, I should have breathed before saying that. Welcome to the Zone 32 podcast. We got a quartet tonight. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. Oh, shit, we got a fifth. His name is Will. His name is Brandon. His name is Trippy, the man of the motherfucking people. Say what's up.
Stop breathing.
All right, that's fine. Hey, you should do the same, you fat sumbitch. Anyway, let's get into it. So the regular season has started, and things didn't go so well in there. It was what it was. The Chiefs, the bad guys won. Those Red Dead bastards, they came out on top 27-20. If only Isaiah Likely had an amputated toe like Deion Sanders, he might have actually scored the touchdown instead of having his foot out of bounds. But it is what it is. It was that close. It was a tightly contested game. Lamar took what the defense gave him and fucking ran all over the Chiefs because they're covering everything. And when they had to honor his run, he fucking lit him up over through the air. So, you know, y'all don't tune in for me. Y'all tune in for Drew and Will and everybody else. So, Drew, you know what to do.
I have a lot of thoughts. Do I just rant for 5 minutes about how pissed off I am, or do we break down my thoughts, one by one and let people talk?
Let's break down your thoughts one by one.
All right. So, first of all, we came into that game unprepared and undisciplined. The biggest, example of that is the illegal formation penalties. Whether or not it was actually a penalty, I don't give a shit. It's the fact that we got called for that 4 times. We looked sloppy, top to bottom, blown coverages. We did not look good. We looked like we hadn't played in the preseason. I mean, maybe Visionless Dave was onto something that you have to, I don't know, play a couple series, have your starters play a little bit, because we looked like shit. And that starts at the top with Harbaugh too. So that is my first main gripe of the game, is that it's another game that we got down 2 scores and it got away from us because we continue to play sloppy, undisciplined football. And we did not look prepared. Thoughts?
Yeah. The illegal formation is a conversation all by itself. But
it is, but my general point, not about the call itself, but rather that we kept getting flagged for the same thing multiple times, and then we were still talking about it on Tuesday as a team. Shows that you're not prepared, you're not disciplined, you can't just shake it off, adjust, and move on to the next play. I'm not going to argue the validity of the penalty. Frankly, I don't really care. The fact that Harbaugh is standing in front of a mic on Tuesday saying, "Oh, we have chips in the shoulder pads and we have that." Nobody fucking cares, pal. Like, it happened on Thursday. It's done and over with. And you and the players need to just fucking take it on the chin when it happens, move on, and make the next play. And we just did not seem to do that. We seem to compound mistakes. And that is the sign of a sloppy, undisciplined team that is, not ready for top-end competition. And that's what irritates me. That's what frustrates me watching that team.
The disagreement I have with you about how you characterized it when we started was unprepared. And in this case, on this point, they literally were prepared. They had the refs out. They got very clear explanations of how it was going to be called, and then it was called a completely different way. Now, your point that they didn't adjust to it is fair.
That's part of preparation to me, is that, you can script a game out, and you can study the rule book, do all that shit, but like once you step between the lines, things are going to happen, and you have to be prepared to adjust and prepared to do something different. And, you know, maybe be ready to abandon your game plan. Maybe be ready to, you know, deal with shitty referees. Like that shit's going to happen through the course of a game, and we were just not ready. And so that's what I'm calling unprepared, is that they came in with, you know, a specific game plan that they wanted to do, specific way they thought things would be called, you know, a specific, you know, whether it's a game script or whatever. And like the first drive, it worked really well. And then we got away from it for whatever fucking reason. Like we were not prepared for that next step. It seems to happen all the time against good teams, a lot against Andy Reid. I think there's some like mental shit going on with Harbaugh, and that's his old boss, and, you know, whatever all the fucking, you know, Twitter people say. But like, there is some truth to that. We just seem to get against better teams. We get into a close game. We get down, you know, 10 points to a good team, and we just freak the fuck out and are like, oh shit, Lamar, do this all yourself. And it didn't work out again. Shocking.
It almost did. It almost did. And that's where they're, you know, like, obviously you want to win. In this case, week 1, losing because Isaiah Likely's toe was out of bounds. You can come away with that with some.
That is not why we lost, for the record.
Well, no, I'm saying, but a play with time expiring where we were about to tie the game. All I'm saying
or
is
the play before where you have Zay Flowers coming across the back of the end zone into an open spot, and Rashad Bateman, you know, who had the best shot at being in that open spot to make the catch, just not going there. Like, why? Why do you have Justice Hill fucking chipping Chris Jones on that play? Just so much stupid shit that, like, when you put everything on Lamar's shoulders, it's gonna, you know, put a microscope on those kind of plays, because that's not how you win football games against good teams.
Yeah. And all that being said, we still were in a position to win the game. So I'm not coming away from that game with any sort of like doom and gloom outlook for the team.
No, I'm coming away from that game like we let one get away that we could have had.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure.
that's I would have almost rather lost 40-0 and been like, wow, we got some serious shit to work on here. Like, there's some serious flaws in this team. But instead, it was like the minor things cost us a game again, and that's more irritating to deal with. Is that we're like 90% of the way there, and we can't just fucking get over that hump.
And okay, I mean that's fair, but the hump being week 1. I mean, I understand we're coming from a place of the last game we played before this was against the Chiefs, and you know,
and
all in all,
the same thing
kind of a similar outcome,
yeah.
But it's a new team, it's a new season, and all the people who were like, I don't like starting the season against the Chiefs, I do like that we started against the Chiefs, because number one, you go into that game, it's a coin toss as to who's going to win. You know, as far as like the talent on the field and everything else, and then the way that it ended, you can build off of that for sure. A week 1 loss to the Chiefs is not going to be the end of a season. And so, you know, moving forward, I think there's a lot to correct. But all that being said, they still lost the game. You know, it could have gone either way at the end with the toe being out, and we could end up winning. So not the worst loss in the world, in my opinion.
That game is an unanswered question that you're not going to be able to answer until you play somebody else the media deems you know, championship contender.
It won't even matter. It won't even matter. That won't matter because
it doesn't. It does matter though. I know that we're like, you know, it's week 1, whatever, blah blah blah. It's one game. I get it, but like, if you're looking at the Ravens team and you're like, is this a team that can compete for the Super Bowl? That was a question you could have answered early on. Can you beat one of the best teams in the AFC? And you proved you can hang with one of the best teams in the AFC, and you're eventually going to shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, so like, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter, because no matter who else we play, if we beat the next best team in the league by 100 points, all they're going to say is you didn't beat the Chiefs. So it doesn't matter until we play the Chiefs again.
So I'm talking more of like I don't know, like a gay, like internal question.
Yeah. I'm talking about the narrative that's going to be this entire season.
Fuck the public narratives. That's
yeah. I don't care about that. I don't care about it. So like, all I'm saying is, like, you were talking about the national media deems, you know, whatever, that does not matter, because at the end of the day, you win every other game this season. You go 16-1, and they're still going to say you lost to the Chiefs until you beat them. It doesn't matter, and that's
Yeah,
true.
they may say that, but the Ravens could feel like, I don't know, whatever NFC team that they play, they're like, okay, this is a really good NFC team. Like, we feel better about ourselves now. We close this game out.
Well, I mean, we
wanna
beat the
say-
shit out of the 49ers last year in December, and then we went and lost to the Chiefs. So that's
Yeah,
kind of my
because,
point, you know?
there's that question, and I know we've talked about this on the podcast before, of like, we're very good at getting a big lead and closing the door on a good team. Like, we've done that multiple times. We did that multiple times last year. But when you get into that, I don't know if a slugfest is the right word for Thursday night's game, but that, close game where it comes down to one or two plays, we just never seem to be on the right side of those one or two plays. And now you're going to have to get in a situation like that to like be confident that you can do it as a team.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like a dumb, like, there are people on Twitter who will take that and be like, oh, can't beat the Chiefs, we're never going to win the Super Bowl. Whereas me, I'm like, we're right fucking there. And I would just love that proof to be like, yeah, we're good. We got this. Like that little bit of that sense of comfort that we kind of blew the opportunity to have that.
Yeah. I mean,
Here's my counterpoint to that idea, though. The Buffalo Bills. They've routinely beat them in the regular season. What do they have to show for it?
That's true.
If we beat them,
Do they really
it's a similar
routinely beat
idea.
them in the regular season though? I know
They
people
won
say
three
that, but
straight. They
yeah,
won
but
three
aren't they,
straight.
like, aren't they in the Josh Allen era? Aren't they like 2-3 in the regular season or something like that? Or
I think they're
3-2.
3-3 now. Yeah,
3-3.
it's a winning
yeah,
record
so,
against Patrick Mahomes.
3-3 is a winning record.
No, 3-2, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. So, but that's a coin flip scenario. So, I mean, you can be confident that you can beat him at that point, but it's not like a slam dunk guarantee.
Yeah, the argument from there is good.
I'm coming off as like a whiny doom and gloom person, but that is, that's the one thing about Harbaugh teams that has always bothered me, is that I feel like when we're in that big game and it's a close game and we have a chance to win it, we just come up short because of stupid shit like burning timeouts and,
That was crazy. You
Yeah.
want to talk about unprepared? Burning two timeouts in the first like 2 minutes of the third quarter was
after you fucking
ridiculous.
sit on 3 timeouts to go into halftime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's stupid, sloppy, lazy, unprepared, whatever fucking adjective you want to use to describe it. It's annoying. It sucks. I hate watching it. And
Yeah.
so that was,
I agree with that.
That was my first big gripe. And then my second big gripe is with, I don't know if it's Todd Monken. I don't know if it's the guys we have on offense. Like, calling 14 straight screenplays is ridiculous. Like, just, it felt like every other play was a fucking screen. There was no creativity on offense. It felt like Zay Flowers was the only receiver that they would target regularly. Like, Bateman had 2 catches, great, but Zay Flowers is your best wide receiver. Getting him the ball in a situation other than a screen would be fucking great. He's also, get him some kind of post over the middle, some kind of deep route. Like, he's the fastest player on your team. He can take the top off the defense, use him a little bit more creatively. I don't really care about the amount of carries that Derrick Henry got. It was the snap share that bothered me for him. And
Yeah,
I know Will
I
and I
agree
talked
with
about
that.
this earlier in the week.
And the predictability of the play calling
Yeah,
around it.
more importantly, so it was a 51-49 split. Justice Hill played 51% of the snaps. Derrick Henry played 49% of the snaps. Honestly, even that I don't particularly care about. It's the fact that when Justice Hill was on the field, he only ran the ball 1 time. So
Right.
for 51% of snaps, you got a guy out there that you only gave 1 carry to. You're like telling Steve Spagnuolo, who's he's not the best defensive coordinator in the NFL, but he's really good. He's been around for a long time. He's not fucking stupid. He's won Super Bowls. Like, he knows what he's doing, and you're just telegraphing your plays for him. So, like,
Yeah,
why?
agreed.
Like, let's
Being one-dimensional in your play calling is
one-dimensional. And Derrick Henry probably should have had more than 13 carries. The run, I don't know. The offensive line they looked new. You know what I mean? They looked rusty. They looked like they hadn't gelled yet.
So I'm not gonna agree with that. Like, Derrick Henry got 13 carries. He ran for 3.5 yards a carry. Lamar, when you see he had 16 carries, it's not like he had 16 carries,
Design
behind the center. So,
Yeah.
and even when it is a design Lamar run, it doesn't always look like a design run. So, like the run blocking, the offensive line performed well in pass protection, and when you're setting up a play that looks like a pass and then Lamar runs, basically it's pass protection as opposed to run blocking. So
I
like
would say the offensive line outside of blocking Chris Jones was fine.
right, and you're
and
not
he's
going to
really
you're not
fucking
up
good.
against Chris Jones every week. Now this week we are up against some pretty good pass rushers, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. And so, but getting back to Derrick Henry, the 13 carries, like, maybe I would have liked to see him carry the ball a few more times. It doesn't really matter. You're like splitting hairs and going back and, trying to rewrite history at that point, but not target him in the pass game if you're going to be so screen dependent at that point. Like, he can catch the ball and he can run after the catch. And the entire point of, a screenplay is that you're trying to give somebody who's good in space the ball. Derrick Henry is great in space, so I can give him the ball a little bit more. And so, again, it gets back to the, telegraph plays, one-dimensional, tendencies, and just inability to be creative on offense. And, again, it's been weak, so it's not, like, worth, losing my fucking mind over. But when you're watching over the course of the game, you're like, another screen, another fucking run up the middle that doesn't work, and another, stupid pass play that just isn't going to work. Like, let's, a little bit more creative. I would like to see. We have Isaiah Likely looked great.
Yep.
I would have liked to see Mark Andrews, not try to force feed Mark Andrews, but try to get him open.
Okay.
I felt
Yeah.
like
So
they were okay with,
they did
just
double
letting
him a
eat
lot.
Right. And so but I felt like they were, Todd Monken was okay with just letting him eat the double team and trying to get somebody else open, but those other guys weren't getting open. So maybe let's try to scheme Mark Andrews open.
I don't know. I mean, Isaiah Likely had 9 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown, and almost 10 catches for 2 touchdowns. So I would say
the whole offense was Zay and Likely. I would like to see. I don't know. Again, I trust Mark Andrews catching the ball more than I trust Rashad Bateman. So when you're scheming Rashad Bateman open, maybe try to get Mark Andrews open in that situation. That's all I'm saying. Is a little bit more creativity, not just the same shit over and over again. I'm not like like I said, it's early. It was one game. It's just a frustrating thing to watch in a close game like that.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews has game-breaking ability, and so I would have liked to see them try to get him more involved.
Yeah. I mean, I think Isaiah Likely's stat line speaks to the fact that Mark Andrews was commanding, and they were on the field a lot together. They were on the field more in that game than they have been in any game ever. So I think the fact that Isaiah Likely had such a big game and Mark Andrews getting doubled means that Isaiah Likely was getting a lot of mismatches and they were taking advantage of that. So
my guess is Spagnuolo thought that Isaiah Likely can't beat us, so let's stick, with Andrews. Which is fine. I mean, it ended up working.
Like Spagnuolo's like, basically conceding Isaiah Likely's good and he's going to do what he does, but without Mark Andrews being involved in a major way, you're not going to win the game.
Right, and so they, you played into his hand at that point. I guess is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's like in chess when you give up a piece in order to advance. That's what he did basically.
Yeah, and we let him do that, and maybe I would have liked to see Monken try to, not play into the defensive coordinator's hand, or not let him do that. Again, that's like a minor complaint, but it goes to speak to the overall play calling of a little bit too vanilla for me, not creative enough, and we also did that same thing where we panicked down 10. Thankfully, we got down 10 kind of early enough that we were okay to get like our feet underneath us. And, Lamar sort of was like, fuck it, it's all on me now, and sort of took over. But again, I don't know what it is with Harbaugh coach teams that they get down 2 scores and it's panic ensues. Like when
it's been happening for a long, long time, even before Lamar.
Too damn long. When it's early third quarter and you're down 10 points, like you're okay. You're going to get 5 or 6 more possessions at that point. And there's no such thing as a 10-point play. So rather than, Lamar a couple times fell back into that old habit of, I feel like there are times where he doesn't take what the defense gives him and is rather waiting too long for that home run play to develop. He did that, early when we got down 10, but then he got away from that and started taking the runs, and it almost worked out. So I'm glad we made that switch, but still, just the fact that we default to that is kind of annoying.
Again, I think obviously we all would prefer that the game went differently. We would prefer a win. There's obviously areas for improvement, but you can build on that game. And I would say even being 0-1, I would say that they're a top 3 AFC team coming out of that.
Yeah.
I do want to backtrack a little bit because, Will, you brought up the offensive line. They played really well as far as the pass block or pass pro, especially against Chris Jones, or except against Chris Jones. But Chris Jones is also a monster.
Falele looked like a guy who'd never played guard before. Rosengarten looked like a rookie, and Makari looked like a guy that.
Rosengarten had one bad rep. His first rep, he got absolutely embarrassed, but he was great after that. He was great after that rep.
Looking like a rookie, which is fine. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Expecting him to be perfect.
It's his first ever rep as a pro, and Chris Jones made him look silly, but he immediately forgot about it.
On the chin, he took it on the chin, forgot about it, and moved on, which is exactly what I was asking, Ronnie Stanley to do. Who, Ronnie Stanley played pretty well.
He played really well, actually. It was just the penalties that were the problem.
And then to me, that coming out after the game and complaining about the penalties, it's like you're showing that you let that affect you when you're supposed to be the leader on the offensive line. Maybe you pull Falele aside and be like, hey, buddy, Chris Jones is really fucking good. Let's, just relax. We got this under control. And,
did you guys just see that fucking field goal?
I did. Oh, my God.
It's one of the worst kicks I've ever seen.
So that'd be like me kicking a field goal. What do we do?
I did not see this.
Oh, my God. Rewind it, Brandon. It's fucking funny.
Drew, no offense, but that's what I imagine would happen if you tried to kick a field goal.
I need to go find this.
Probably.
Really
me too.
I could kick a ball 60 yards. There's no shot it's going anywhere near where it's supposed to go.
And the ball came out and it was going all different, it was not end over end. Things going all over the place and zipping back and forth because it was a terrible kick.
He's got.
Was that the real kicker? Or was that like a fucking?
I think that was Bass.
No, that was Tyler Bass.
Yeah,
that was Tyler Bass. Same dude who fucking shanked it in the playoffs against.
I thought
my Chiefs.
TV was spazzing out, to be honest, until you reacted to it. I thought I was getting some kind of connection, disruptions here, but it was legit.
Oh, that was a shank worthy of Shank Soon.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was pretty bad.
My goodness. Anyway,
do we touch on, speaking of kickers, do we touch on Justin Tucker? I just want to tell the people tweeting, Justin Tucker's, I think it's 2 for his last 7 from 50 plus. Is he washed? Shut the fuck up, please. Just stop.
Please shut up.
There is no more. I throw around the word retard quite liberally on this podcast to describe a wide variety of people. If you think that Justin Tucker is washed and no longer the best kicker in the NFL, you are legitimately retarded. Please stop talking about football.
Justin Tucker, so he obviously can kick the ball far enough. He will correct, and he'll be fine. And so basically every kick he's missed for the last 2 years has been over 50 yards.
Yeah.
So
again, 50. When did 50-yard field goals become automatic?
Right. Now, for him, for a long time, every kick was automatic, but he'll figure it out. I think he's 1 for his last 5 or 1 for his last 6 from over 50. But okay, so if he makes his next 4, then he's 5 for 10, and then you build off that.
Yeah, he's above league average at that point.
Right.
Which
and
the reality
an over 50-yard kick is a low percentage play.
Yeah, I've actually always kind of been a fan of going for it if you got a 4th and short there, because the 50-plus yard kick is not supposed to be a guaranteed thing that you get.
But we're brainwashed because we've just become accustomed to, okay, you're in field goal range, you take the kick. Except in recent years, Harbaugh will fucking go for it. When it's a fucking 10-yard kick, but he'll kick from 52.
Reminds me, controversial take. Going for 2 at the end of that game was the right call.
Oh
It's
yeah,
likely as fuck about
100%.
them.
Absolutely.
I saw our fans saying that, oh, we would have lost anyway because Harbaugh's a moron, was going to go for 2. You just took the Chiefs defense down 90 yards with no timeouts to tie the game at the buzzer. And they're shell-shocked. They're tired. They're doubting themselves. And you have all the momentum on your side. You go for
Yep.
2 10 times out of 10. In that
Well,
situation.
and okay. So you want to talk about? We were talking about creative play calling. In real time, everybody was like, "What the fuck was that play call on 4th down?" It was just Nelson Aguilar blew his assignment. That was a great play call. So I do trust Todd Monken to call a good play in that situation.
So do you
And
think it's Todd Monken choosing to put Aguilar in that spot? Or do you
No.
think it's somebody on the sideline putting Aguilar in that spot to, fulfill
No,
Todd Monken's play call?
no, I think on a
Because
play
my
like
question
that.
is why not likely?
Well,
instead
no, I
of
think
Aguilar in
on
that
a
spot?
play like that, those roles are there's no like there's no way they're just like moving people around. It's they've practiced that play, and every single guy involved in that play knows their assignment because they practiced it. There's no like alternate. There's no like understudy for the role, and especially it's not going to be Isaiah Likely over Nelson Aguilar. Nelson
That's
Aguilar
fair.
just blew it.
So, and
Yeah, and
watching that play, I'm like, if you put Likely in that spot, he's not missing that block. But maybe they don't react the same way to it too. So,
Well,
fair play,
Aguilar
that was
even-
just kind of me watching the play, being like, that's a spot where I would like to see Likely out there as a blocker.
Yeah.
And Zay running behind him, but
I think
in real
that's
time,
part of
what
I think
fuck
that's
is that?
part of why that play is so genius in the way it's designed.
Yeah.
Is you're probably
You're
not
not expecting
expecting
Aguilar to be a
Nelson
blocker.
Aguilar to be the main blocker on that. So no, I
Or
mean,
even Bateman.
Aguilar even went up to Lamar and said, hey, I messed up.
right.
No, Lamar yelled at him, and then he was like, "Oh shit, I did mess up." They showed a second cut of that after the fact. The first one that they showed on TV looked like Aguilar being like, "My bad," but Lamar was looking at him like, "The fuck did you just do?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I fucked that up." So
Because that
mean,
play
I've
looked like that
both
play
are
looked so
technically
stupid in real
correct.
time. It looked so stupid, but when you actually saw what happened, great play call. I'm glad we have that kind of thing in the bag. Like Greg Roman in that situation, his play call would have been like
fullback wheel.
yeah, right. Something ridiculously stupid. Maybe a
Wide receiver
Andrews.
passed with
Yeah,
a fullback
exactly.
wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe like
toss
Tylan
play to Mark
Wallace would
Andrews.
throw a
Yeah.
50-yard pass or something. But
And bring James
Um,
Crochet back from the dead
yeah,
and have
so
him
I-
throwing triple
like-
covered.
like you said, going for 2 there, no brainer because you definitely don't want to give the ball back to Mahomes and then have to.
Is it
and then have,
easier to punch the ball in with one shot from the 2-yard line, or to stop Mahomes and then score again on a defense that stopped you all night?
right? And we're both assuming that we wouldn't get the ball at the coin toss, but you have to assume that going into overtime.
Right.
You can't
Yeah,
go to
if-
overtime
if
expecting to get
your-
the ball
If
first.
your
So
overtime strategy is that I'm going to get the ball first and fuck everything else, like you've already lost. You've
you-
lost the
then,
mental
yeah,
battle
then
of
you're
that.
then you're Matt Hasselbeck or Tim Hasselbeck, whichever one of the Hasselbecks
We're going
said
to get
that
the ball. We're
shit.
going to win.
Matt Hasselbeck. That was
It
Matt
was Matt,
Hasselbeck.
right? Yeah.
Who threw a beautiful touchdown to Al Harris that just went the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was he was with Seattle.
Yeah, Matt Hasselbeck was with Seattle, and he threw it to Al Harris when Al Harris was on the Packers.
Yeah. Okay. I wish Twitter existed when that happened.
Yeah. There are some sports moments where Twitter would have been great for.
It would have been
that
because
would've
I
been
remember watching it and like my eyes lit up. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
It was that like 06, 07 probably.
Had
Those
to
are-
be
those
right
are
in there.
Sean
And
Allen.
so
back
maybe
then,
Twitter,
that was
maybe Twitter did exist, but it wasn't what it is now. That's the big
No.
like. If it happened
No,
today,
that was-
that happened today, that would be a
That
fucking
was like early
crazy
Facebook
moment.
maybe.
early 2000s. That was Mike Holmgren's. I think it was his first game against the Packers since leaving. I think that
Well, and Matt
it might have been
Hasselbeck was the
2001,
backup
2002.
from Green Bay too, so it was
Yes.
a whole,
It may
A
have been
whole-
2002, 2003. I feel like I lived in Virginia. I feel like I
Because
remember.
Because
But whatever.
Yeah,
We're in the
young
weeds.
enough.
We're
I
in
think
the
John
weeds.
Randall was on that team, if I remember right. I could be wrong though. I think that was his last year in the league.
That was in the era when the Seahawks had ugly uniforms too.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then Sean
Those
Alexander
fucking Navy
was putting
shits.
up fucking wild numbers every year.
Yeah.
Yep. Anywho, let's pivot on and let's move on to Sunday, the home opener.
Fuck, hold on. Fuck Marlon
Nope.
Humphrey too.
There you go.
That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yep.
I have-
Kyle Hamilton took that, but yeah.
Okay, fine. Kyle Hamilton should have played over the top. I've had this argument
Yes.
with 100 people. I don't want to do the nerd film breakdown shit because I think that's boring and nobody actually wants to watch that. Because nobody fucking cares. We're a bunch of drunk morons. If Kyle Hamilton took the blame for that, so that means it was a cover 2, which Kyle Hamilton's supposed to go back and play over the top at that point. Marlon Humphrey forcing a guy with 4.2 speed and giving the sideline to him, that's completion inside the 5-yard line right off the bat because Marlon Humphrey doesn't carry the route long enough, doesn't jam him off the line, and doesn't force him inside. Even if Kyle Hamilton gets a perfect break on that, he's maybe catching Worthy after he catches the ball. There's no angle there to, chase down Worthy at that point because Marlon didn't do his job off the line. And his stupid fucking face sitting there on the sideline like, oh, what did I do? Like, fuck you, buddy. End the podcast, fucking do your job, and just shut the fuck up. Like, he's getting under my skin now at this point. That is another, game-losing touchdown that he gave up because he misplayed a route. He did it to Pickens last year. He did it to Zay Jones the year before that. He's done it this year to Worthy. It's fucking annoying to watch. Like, you want to be like, oh, I'm being disrespected because somebody named me one of the most overpaid corners or overrated corners. Well, this is why people call you overrated, is that you run your fucking mouth, you're a social media personality, and you don't fucking produce when it counts. You make the big mistake constantly, and it's fucking annoying. Like, I've had enough of it.
Just a quick point of order. That Zay Jones study, that was week 1, 2021. The one he gave up in 2022, that was Marcus Peters. Just to correct that.
Yeah,
Keep talking about Marlon for a second.
There you go.
Are we going to summon Trippy from the dead there? By slander Marlon? No, but like, again, that's another guy like Ronnie who is supposed to be like a veteran leader on this team. You're paying him very well to not make mistakes like that. And for 90% of every game, Marlon is great. And Marlon is the guy that you're paying top dollar to. And then it just seems like in that clutch spot, he makes a boneheaded mistake, without fail. And it's shitty to watch. And like, I don't really think it's the podcast's fault that he does a podcast every week with Jack Settleman, but like that's just giving me something to criticize at that point until he stops making those mistakes. I sound really old and really stupid to be like, oh, get off the podcast, Marlon, and study film. But like, just stop making the stupid fucking mistake, Marlon, please. Like, for all of our sake.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna put it up there so we can just look at what happened here. Okay?
No, we don't. No, stop. You're gonna put the play up there?
Yeah. Hold
on. You want me
Will
to
is being the nerd.
Pencils, and we'll circle it and point at stuff and draw X's on the screen. Like, anybody with eyes who watched that and said Marlon did the right thing is a fucking moron.
Okay.
This isn't even the play.
Oh god.
I thought you were going to put up the Jonas. No, I thought you were going to put up the Jonas Schaefer all 22 angle. Sorry, that's what true film people watches all 22.
Okay, so we'll play it again. Hold on. So Marlon presses. Hamilton follows Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, here's my problem with this play, just in general. Look at this. Here, okay, you can't see my cursor, but Marlon, he's pressing, and then he goes for a chip at the line to bump Worthy. Well, to move Worthy outside. The whole purpose of that on cover 2 is because then if Hamilton is playing where he's supposed to, Hamilton gets frozen by Pacheco.
Right, but that's Marlon's guy. If he's playing a hard flat.
No, I agree.
Marlon's guy.
I agree, but that's why Marlon. That's why Marlon moves Worthy outside and then stays where he is. But my problem with the whole play design is why the fuck do you have your deep cover 2 safety starting out playing on the opposite side of the field
scrimmage
in the slot at the line of scrimmage, following the motion man, and then
because you are trying.
But just bear with me here. He's following the motion man, so he's running parallel to the line of scrimmage. The motion man's going to continue moving until the ball snapped. So Hamilton at the time the ball is snapped is moving east-west, not north-south. And Marlon, his initial responsibility is to move Worthy towards the sideline, because the deep safety then only has to cover from the numbers to the sideline. So the fact that you're starting your safety, who's supposed to be covering that area, against the fastest wide receiver in football at the fucking line of scrimmage, that's stupid. So Zach Orr, I think, put both of those guys in a position to fail with the way that the play was designed.
The reason you call the play like that, and the reason why you have Kyle Hamilton look like he's playing man, is that Mahomes is going to look at that play, think that everybody's playing man, and that he's got a quick outlet pass to Pacheco where Marlon would come down on and stop in the backfield.
Okay,
like
so
if that play goes according to plan and you're confusing Mahomes enough, that's what you want to happen.
But here's what Mahomes saw. Okay, Mahomes standing there, he sees Kyle Hamilton is in the slot on the strong side of the field, and he sees then Hamilton. They do motion to see what's Hamilton going to do. Hamilton follows, so now he sees what looks like a cover 2, missing a safety deep on the side of the field with Worthy, knowing Worthy is a hot deep route. So there's no safety back there. He already knows before the ball snapped, he's throwing the ball to Worthy. No matter what, he's going to beat Marlon Humphrey. He's the fastest motherfucker on the field. So everybody was put in a position to fail here. So like when Hamilton gave that answer, he even said, it's not Zach Orr's fault. It's not Marlon Humphrey's fault. It honestly, the order of fault in how this play went is Zach Orr, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton kind of share. I would say
Marlon's
that they're
job
equally
is to beat Worthy up off the line, buy Kyle Hamilton time to get back on that play. Granted, Kyle Hamilton never got back on the ball, so we're having like a theoretical discussion here. If
he also
played
and
that
Hamilton made the mistake of getting frozen by the running back, who was
And-
never his responsibility.
No, it was never his responsibility. But if that play goes how it was supposed to, Marlon is supposed to essentially slow Worthy down much longer than he actually did. And I don't think you should have forced him just directly to the sideline. Like, make him earn it. Beat the shit out of him for a little bit. You have 5 yards to beat the crap out of the wide receiver. He's got 4.2 speed, but he's a small guy. And Marlon's supposed to be this big physical corner. Beat the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? Give Kyle Hamilton time to get back on that ball.
At the end of the day, it was Marlon Humphrey's fault. He should have bumped the motherfucker and knocked him off his route. That's the end of the discussion. That's some soft ass shit. No matter if Kyle Hamilton took the blame, no matter what Zach Orr called, all he had to do was bump him. Marlon Humphrey was being lazy as shit.
Because Kyle Hamilton didn't, blew his assignment, and that's why he walked in the end zone scot-free. But it's Marlon's fault that he was in that position in the first place. So, that Worthy got that free release on the sideline.
Trippy rose from the dead for some Marlon slander.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't dead. I was just quiet.
I don't disagree necessarily, but here's what I'll say: Zach Orr should throw that play in the trash. You never, if you're running a cover 2, if you're running a cover 2, especially against a team with a deep threat like Worthy, who it's his first NFL game, they're not going to give him some complex, complex route tree. They're going to he scored 2 times. One of them was on that busted coverage. The other one was on like a weird reverse handoff. Mm-hmm. They're getting him into positions where he can just run fast in a straight line. So, especially when you're playing against a guy like that. I mean, dude, let's not get too exotic with the fucking defensive calls. Just play defense.
Zach Orr,
that does not happen. That does not happen. That touchdown does not happen if he just calls a base cover 2, defensive call. Just don't get overly creative when you don't have to.
And Zach Orr, if you fucking put an inside linebacker on another team's wide receiver 1, manned up 1-on-1, again, I'm gonna call for your job. The fucking
no, not even a linebacker. Just don't have Malik Harrison out there. Like,
No, but he
Bro,
had
that
fucking
man.
Roquan
I ain't gonna
one-on-one
lie
with
to
Rashi
you.
Rice a bunch of times too. Stupid. Like you can't do that.
Yeah, Roquan was getting worked by Rice.
As he should. No inside linebacker is meant to cover a fucking wide receiver one-on-one for any length of time.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
just
agree.
not what an inside linebacker does. The reason he's an inside linebacker is that he's not a coverage guy like that. You know what I mean? Like you are. That is a Wink Martindale move. And
Right.
you know, I have Wink Martindale PTSD from Saturday anyway, and you know, so I got it on Thursday watching that shit, and then I watched it again happen on Saturday. So like, I don't want to see that shit anymore.
Speaking of Wink, shout out to Greg Roman, man. I be in them Raven spaces, bro, man. The shit that them Raven fans was saying, they quick to give up on Todd Monk, and we should have kept Greg Roman.
Who said? I want you to name.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
People that be in that the Raven spaces. J.K. Dobbins, a top 5 running back. When I've been saying if he was healthy, he was. A lot of people told me he was
J.K.
trash.
Dobbins got 90% of his yards on 2 carries. Not a top 5 running back. He got stuffed for like 2.5 yards a carry other than 2 big plays. Good for him.
Yeah.
Also, the Ravens fans fucking jerking off to his runs. Like, shut the fuck up. Not on our team anymore.
I mean, I look at it like, I mean, the way how the Raven fans was talking about Todd Martin, it just seemed like they giving up on the team for real. Like let's be real, right? Like I wasn't too big on the screen passes, but if the offensive line wasn't blocking, right, and Derrick Henry couldn't really get no push, or the offensive line wasn't getting no push, and Derrick Henry couldn't get no yards, what you gotta do? You gotta do quick screens, right? Because like, why would you have Lamar try to throw deep passes?
You know, my criticism of Todd, we talked about it before, is that just boring and predictable. Which, fine, whatever. But like, let's get a little creative, Todd. And I know he's got it in him. It was just, I would have rather, you know, him done it out the gate rather than wait till week 2. You know what I mean?
Y'all think
John
Harbaugh holding Todd Martin back?
No.
You think John Harbaugh holding Todd Martin back?
No. I think John Harbaugh is an asshole.
Oh yeah, by the way, let me hold on. Let me say something by the way too. Hey Chad Steele, this trippy. I don't fuck with you. You's a fucking clown. Like, and only reason why I say that because I be talking to other. No. Hold on. Let me cook. Cause I be talking to other people, bro, and they say the same shit about you. Like, I don't know what type of, like, I don't even know what the word to say, but you carry yourself like you big and bad, like you untouchable and all that. Fuck you. I'm gonna keep on saying that. Fuck you. I don't respect you. I would never respect you. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck if you I ain't gonna unfollow you on Twitter, but I don't give a fuck if you unfollow me. Don't say shit to me at the games no more. I don't fuck with you.
Chad Steele's
on Twitter. He got Twitter. He follow me on Twitter. That's how he be seeing all my shit.
What the fuck? I've talked so much shit about that guy. Nobody told me to add him. Like,
motherfucker soft, man.
I don't.
Oh yeah, he's on Twitter.
I don't want to get on the anti-Chad Steele bandwagon because that fucking creepy stalker writing letters to Chad Steele. I don't want to be lumped in with him. Nestor.
But I mean, he wasn't. I don't agree with the other stuff he was saying, but like
Trippy, you can't write a 9-page, you know, letter to the general manager sounding like you were his gay lover and he spurned you, and have me on your side. I'm not interested in that. Nothing wrong with that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
He made it sound like, you know, fucking EDC had a whole second family with Nestor, and then he, you know, kicked Nestor to the curb and he was sad. Like, that's how that letter read. It was one of the creepiest, weirdest fucking things.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying though. I'm just saying from reading it, like all the Chad Steele shit is true because I didn't heard other reporters couldn't get credentials and shit because of him. Like, I look at it like this: at the end of the day, right? Everybody try and eat, right? Like, help each other out. Like, stop doing that shit. And it's so funny. Like, Chad Steele lied to my face because I said, yeah. I said, you the reason why. I said, it's crazy how the players said they'd come on the podcast, but they turn around and they act like they don't want to say shit. I said, I know it's because of you. He gonna give me that look talking about no. I know it's because of you, bro. Like they need to stop that shit. Hardball, all them. Like if players want to do radio shows and whatever they want to do, let them do that shit. That shit ain't stopping them from playing football. I mean, I guess it's tough for
We
Marlon
just need
Humphrey,
to
but
send.
yeah.
We just need to send Chad some of Grant's tweets, and then we'll be in his good graces. It's fine.
Just add
you
him.
know.
Add him from the Zone 32 podcast page.
Yeah, we'll just tag him in some of Grant's more January 6th ish tweets, and then we'll be in there. We'll be in their good graces. I don't know if I can.
I
say
really
that
don't
'cause
like
he might-
his ass, Joe. I swear to God, like every time I hear Chad Still, I just think about that training camp day. Like I'd never get over that shit. I wrote an email to the Ravens. They ain't never replied back to me. That's why, yeah.
You should have
I ain't
tweeted
going to
Chad.
too many games. I ain't going to too many games this year. No, I ain't going to tweet him because all he gonna do is act like a bitch. Just like, oh yeah, because you can't be saying nothing about safe on the radio. At the end of the day, bro, I can say what the fuck I want to. I ain't gonna say no names, but motherfuckers that work for the Ravens say they shouldn't even be out there. So what are you saying? Do your job. That's all you gotta do. I peep all that shit, bro. I just try, play stupid, but I peep everything. You know what I mean? Y'all treat my daughter like shit. But when y'all family members come out there, they get VIP access. I people all that shit. I ain't dumb. That's why I ain't supporting all that shit no more. Chippy, you going to this game? Nope. I'm going to whatever game I feel like going to. Probably don't even go to no away games and shit. And you can tell Chad a hater every time I go to a away game. Hey, how you get here? How the fuck you think I got here, motherfucker? Not by you.
I feel like I walked.
Fuck Chad Still. Fuck Chad Still.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give his bitch ass a shovel tomorrow morning too. Watch. I don't fuck with you. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Nah, bro. Ain't no more Mr. Nice Guy, yo. Real shit, man.
Oh, we got a trippy heel turn here. I like that. All right.
Fuck Rashad Bateman too. We haven't bitched enough about that play. Run the right fucking route.
Fuck Chad
shit.
Still. Oh
Fuck
yeah, let's
Bateman.
talk about that, right? All these dumbass fans keep saying, yo, it was Zay Flowers' fault. So why did Lamar came out and said that the ball was for 8? So that's the showing that the chemistry is still off. Because if you think about it, although Zay had his hands on his helmet like shit, Bateman did the same thing. That's why your dumbass should have went to Florida.
Zay's basically saying, fuck, I could have saved that play. Not I should have made that play.
Lamar didn't react to Bateman being stupid fast enough, and didn't kind of reroute that ball to Zay in the air. Not like in the air, but you get what I'm saying. Like in the course of the play,
Dude, that shit is moving. Everything's moving so fast. Like to expect Lamar when he's throwing to a spot, to expect him to adjust to throw to a guy. I mean, that's a lot to ask.
But you know how we were talking about earlier, like the game plan became like, fuck it, Lamar, put on your cape and save us.
Yeah.
So in order for that to work against teams like the Chiefs, Lamar has to play perfect football, and him not reacting to that quick enough and making that throw is imperfect football. Whether or not it's fair to expect him to do that is a whole different discussion. But again, I would have liked for Lamar to have made that throw. He didn't make that throw, so fine, whatever. Why are we targeting Rashad Bateman on that play too? And why does Bateman not understand to fucking find the open space, you moron?
And this goes back. Hey, everybody, remember what me and Drew have been getting killed for the entire offseason?
If he made that catch and tied that game up, my mentions would still be going right now, and deservedly so.
Here's my point.
But he doesn't.
Here's my point. This wasn't us who did this. There was a whole breakdown. I think it was Baldy was saying how Rashad Bateman does not understand what to do when the play breaks down. He doesn't understand. His connection with Lamar is non-existent. All he understands is, okay, here's the route I'm supposed to run. He gets the playbook. He's a surgical route runner. Okay, whatever, dude. Listen, if he had spent some fucking time with his quarterback in the offseason, the chemistry on that play would have been a little bit better. The understanding of where to be would have been a little bit better. Lamar maybe would have thrown the ball to a different spot. there's a lot of what ifs.
That don't matter. That don't matter. That
Right.
don't
I know
matter.
that
As long
this
as it's
is,
training
uh,
camp.
It
That's
not
what
only does it
training
matter,
camp for.
it mattered in game
Fuck
one.
outta
It
here.
mattered right out the fucking gate that he didn't go do what he said he was going to do. He didn't work in the offseason with his quarterback, and it fucking showed up. And
I
now
know
and
this
people
gets
want
called
to point to that play down the sideline. Any wide receiver on the Ravens would have made that play. He was
He made
open.
the play though, so
Yeah,
we've been asking him to make plays and just take what's given to him, and he did it right there.
Yeah, but
So,
it wasn't special.
I'm not-
It was just
no,
it
but
was
I-
what's
but he
expected.
did
It's
it.
what's
Right,
expected.
but he
He
did
had
what was
2
expected,
catches
which
for
is-
53 yards. Two
Yeah,
catches for 53
and
yards.
one of them was a very meaningful catch that put us in a good spot, and
Yeah.
then he basically threw all the goodwill he built up from that out the window by not fucking breaking to the right to the open spot. But
And then, if you look at that play on the end zone, right? Like, where the fuck was he going at? Like, bro, you was already
Yeah,
in the end zone.
where
You
was he
shoulda just-
going?
running,
Like-
he was running into a defender.
Yo,
Literally
I
just
ain't
ran
gonna
into
lie,
a defender.
yo. I'm really sick of Bateman. Like, I'm sick of all the wide receivers except for Zay Flowers. Like, at this point, I think me and EDC gonna set up a meeting at 7 a.m. at Four Seasons Sunday morning with Devontae Adams in the GM, so we can see what's going on with they need, so
All
we
right.
can try to get
know what-
Devontae Adams
know
in here.
You know what Bateman is? He is Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute when they follow the GPS into a lake. Like, he will
Yeah.
run the route that's in the fucking playbook, and that is it. He has no ability to improvise. He doesn't
So,
understand how to
amen to
read the
that.
zone and sit.
This gets called a racist dog whistle online sometimes, but I'm saying this in more of a positive light. Of when you play with Lamar, you have to have some kind of backyard freestyling to your game.
You do.
Of Lamar
Right.
is extending plays and giving you the opportunity to sort of get away from the designed route and find space in the defense because of what his running ability does to opposing defenses and how that creates different lanes that maybe you can't anticipate in a play call. And Rashad Bateman just doesn't have the ability. He's a robot. He doesn't have the ability to break away from the design play. That's all he knows how to do. And you can't do that with a QB like Lamar. If Lamar is drawing a linebacker down or a safety down and giving you some wide open spot in the middle of the field where, your original route is designed for 5 yards and running to that open spot is going to get you 20 yards, you have to have the football IQ and the, freestyling, whatever ability you want to fucking call it, to get to that fucking spot and make a catch. And he just doesn't have that.
And that is, I mean, that's also understanding the playbook though, because I think Bateman's a guy who studies his assignment to he knows it in and out. But the best wide receivers know every single wide receiver's assignment, so they know where not to be. You don't want to go if you have to break, if the play breaks down, you don't want to end up in the same spot as somebody else.
So we had Mo Stone Mosby on here, Procha's uncle. And I don't know if you remember, but he alluded to Mark Andrews gets a little bit too liberal with the routes that he runs and kind of how he
he runs too many. He options out a lot.
So, but why has Mark Andrews been the most successful pass catcher under Lamar? Because he's the best at optioning out of routes and
and
finding
because
that open space.
Yeah, and because they have a good connection, and because that corresponds well with Lamar's play style.
Right. And so if you look at the model of guys who have done well with Lamar as, pass catchers, you should be following that, Rashad. You should be looking at what Lamar does well and what kind of guys excel with Lamar and molding your game after that, rather than expecting the two-time MVP to, Kurt Warner says it all the time, play on time or whatever the fuck is,
Yep.
dumbass little catchphrases. Lamar doesn't play on time, fine. But Rashad Bateman is oh, well, Lamar should play on time so I can get my targets. No, you should play how Lamar dictates. It's not the other way around.
Yeah,
Some
he's
old
the guy with the
schoolyard
ball in
bullshit.
his hand. He's the guy who throws the ball. You got to understand his tendencies, and you
He's
have
the
to
$50
become.
million player. He's the two-time MVP.
Yeah.
He's the face of your franchise. You fucking follow his lead. He doesn't follow yours.
Yeah, and
Like,
without
fucking-
Lamar,
the
there is
ego-
nobody
ego on
succeeds without
Bateman.
Lamar.
The ego on Bateman to think that he should be the one dictating the offense like that is fucking wild if you think about it.
I don't know that necessarily that's like.
Yeah, maybe
how
it's
he
not
sees
conscious choice, but like then
I think
you know,
I
look
almost
inward.
think he like tries too hard.
Right, but stop trying too hard and just fucking feel the flow of the game and go with the flow.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like,
Chill the
I think
fuck out.
he's way too caught up in, oh man, I gotta study, I gotta like I gotta do what the playbook says.
This is somewhat our fault if you think about it. We broke him.
Well, yeah, but
he's
I mean,
scared to do anything because he's like, I'm gonna log on to Twitter and fucking, you know, Drew's gonna say something mean about me or Will's gonna say something, and
Yeah.
not just us, but I'm saying like in general, he is too afraid of outside backlash to just chill the fuck out, tune out the noise, and you know, play the game.
well, and
like-
and like we said, dude, go spend a week with Lamar.
I would rather him
Go spend a
go
week with
do
him.
some weird ass Aaron Rodgers shit and go do like ayahuasca in a cave by himself than read the internet. Like, stop
Well,
caring about the
but-
internet. Stop caring
but-
about other people. Just focus on yourself.
A huge issue with him is what we're talking about is he doesn't understand what to do in those situations besides what he read in his playbook. So like, dude, you know how you fix that? You got to get on the same page as your quarterback, and that means you spend time with him outside of practice.
See, I don't even
outside
think
of
he's got to spend time with Lamar to do that. I think
I
he's
do.
just got to get a better feel for the game. Like that's the problem. Is that I mean,
You have
it
to-
would help.
you gotta be
I'm
a-
not saying it would hurt to go spend time with Lamar and get a better relationship with Lamar. But what I'm saying is that like I don't even think that that's totally necessary. He just needs to realize that like the play might break down. The defense might not give you what they think what you think they're giving you, and you need to be able to adapt in real time.
So
And he just can't do that.
to your point that Lamar plays like kind of a freestyle, like a street
Yeah.
ball style. So, and that's absolutely true. But I think the way, so like guys that he's had great chemistry with are guys that spend a lot of time with him. And I think that when you see them, we see those little snippets of video of those guys working out together in the offseason. I think a lot of what they do working out is, hey, when this happens, like, oh, this is what we should do. Like little shit that's never going to be in the playbook. It's never going to be something that's covered in practice because there's so
Yeah,
many
I
guys
think
on the
it's
field.
just those guys are picking up on Lamar's vibes. I don't think
Well,
there's
that's absolutely part of it. But I think Lamar, if you're in a situation where you're working out and it's Lamar, 3 of his receivers and trainers, like personal trainers, whether position coach, not on the Ravens payroll, but guys that they trust and who help them in the offseason. I think that's where the real meat and potatoes of what happens when a fucking play goes to shit. That's where those guys get on the same page and they figure out, hey, what's the plan here? And not just that, but they build trust with each other. And the trust is the biggest thing. So like Lamar,
it's the trust,
last
not
year
so much
Lamar
the
threw that ball
chemistry.
to Rashad in the end zone in the Steelers game, and Bateman put it on the grass. And now in week 1, Rashad fucked up when Lamar needed him the most, just to do exactly what he was supposed to do. He didn't do it. So I think like anybody who's expecting a big season out of Bateman, that took a big hit this week with Bateman and him not being on the same page. And because it's not like it's something that can't be fixed ever, but I don't know that you can fix it now. The train is already moving down the tracks. Like this is the shit that you fix during the summer, not in September or October or November.
And so where I disagree with you is that train was already down the tracks to me. So
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
He had an opportunity
already
for a
had
little bit of a
enough.
reset, a little bit in
he
this.
had the
offseason.
ability to push the train in the right direction, and he didn't take it.
He
Fine.
didn't do
I'll
it,
let
right?
you know.
So that's where it's like, dude, you fucked up, and you even said you were gonna do it, and you didn't do it.
No, yeah, he's a lot of.
Man, I look at it like if Zay Flowers our only good wide receiver, right? And if we gonna keep having trouble with the offensive line, why not bring like somebody like Dayton Wade up? Dayton Wade could do the screen passes, and then maybe we could try to spread. I don't know.
Dayton Wade
I don't
is
know. I'm
not
just
a
thinking
fix
of
for this.
ideas, man. 'cause-
Devontae Adams is a fix.
Yeah, I think Dayton Wade is
Whoa,
another.
whoa. Hold up. I never said he was a fix. I said if the offensive line going to still play like that and we're going to keep doing quick screens, why not bring Dayton Wade up so that could take more pressure off of Zay Flowers? That's
Well,
what I said. I
I'll
know
tell you
Devontae
why.
Adams can
Yeah,
fix our
no,
offense,
I'll
but
tell
I'm
you
talking
why
about
though.
right now.
Yeah, the reason is because there's no way that Harbaugh is gonna just be like, oh yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
take
to
this
be honest with
undrafted
you, I
free agent
don't.
and make him a
To be
focal
honest,
point of the offense.
but that's the thing though. We got to stop doing that shit. You see what I'm saying?
No, I
That's
don't
our
disagree with you,
problem.
but
You
that's
feel me? Because
why
if you
though.
look at it, if Dayton Wade was on the Andy Roy, well, that's why we gonna keep playing the same way how we is. I ain't gonna lie, I'm
Yeah,
just tired
listen,
of the same
Trip,
old
I
shit.
don't
It's the
disagree with
same
you
old
at
shit.
all.
Lamar keep running. Isaiah Likely showing off. Now you got fans bitching about, yo, why Mark Andrews not getting involved in the offense? It's just the same old shit. Why Zay Flowers getting 10 targets? Because he the only fucking wide receiver that could do something. A couple months ago, I did tell y'all that Justice Hill was going to be a big part of the offense. I don't know why fans still bitching about that shit. Like,
Because
I
we
just don't get it.
telegraphed every play that he was on the field at that point. Having him play 51% of the snaps and only get one carry is stupid. You're just telling the opposing team that you're bad.
I kept telling these fucking fans, if Patrick McCarry start, is going to be a problem. Like, he's not the answer. To be honest with you, why not leave Roger out there so he can learn? And I said that last week. I say even if the offensive line play like shit, it's still cool because they get to learn. You know what I mean? They get to learn. So whereas though, if we play the Chiefs again in the playoffs,
the only one I'm moderately concerned about is Falele, and I think it's because he's going to take a little bit longer to come around than probably the team wants him to. But
well, so the only like okay, and this is
not correct on that though.
This is not a okay. We have a like an option that's going to be better, but if he continues to suck, you just switch to Cleveland and see if Cleveland then gets some traction and improves. You know what I mean? Like they're probably about even.
But that's the thing, though. Nothing against Falele. Why they never gave Cleveland a chance anyway? Like, that's what I'll be fine, man.
It's the only again, people keep bringing this up, but like the only rational or logical reason that they don't play Ben Cleveland is because they don't trust him because they think he sucks, or they think he can't figure out the playbook, or there's something wrong that we as fans are not seeing, because he should have had every opportunity to play so far, and he has not gotten it, which just makes me think that there's got to be some kind of issue there that we don't know about. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to speculate, but like there's something there that we don't know. Is the only logical reason for him to not play at this point.
Man, they got Rashad Bateman out there. They might as well give him a shot.
Yeah, but there's nobody else besides Rashad Bateman on the roster to play. You know what I mean? Like, there's no
Keith Kirkwood.
Right, but what is Keith Kirkwood's ceiling?
None of these guys are they're not bringing these guys up to replace Rashad Bateman. That's the thing. It's like you want to talk about if you're talking about okay, we need to replace Rashad Bateman. We need to trade Rashad Bateman to the Raiders and like a 4th round pick for Devontae Adams.
If that's all it takes, I will strap Rashad Bateman to my back and walk him to Vegas.
I honestly think that the Raiders would be like a team like the Raiders would be interested in taking a flyer on someone like Bateman and saying, okay, the reason that it hasn't worked out is because his chemistry with the quarterback isn't there, and that could be different somewhere else.
Yeah, noted intelligent franchise, the Raiders.
Right, that's why I said a team like them. That's why I said a team like them.
Yeah. No, I mean, they are the right kind of team that would be stupid. The Raiders or the Browns would be the ones dumb enough to take another shot at Bateman.
Except, the problem is the Browns aren't going to trade with us. But,
I mean, you could trade him for Judy.
Lamar would be thrilled with that, but the Browns are not going to trade us any quarter. Well, they're not going to.
The last time we traded with the division rival was Chris Wormley to the Steelers.
Yeah, and that was like he was going to get cut anyway. So we basically gave him away for like a 7th round pick.
I feel like if the Ravens really want to be serious about trying to win the Super Bowl, we got to go get a number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah,
Because I feel like
agree.
if we, if,
I do.
feel,
I don't disagree
because
with that because most teams that are, a lot of teams that are at the front of the race. I'm putting Kansas City out of it because they're just kind of like a unicorn team, but everybody else kind of who is considered a contender has basically 2 wide receiver ones. They have a wide receiver 1A and B.
Yep.
because I look at it like this, right? Like us fans, like we banking on Derrick Henry to get us over the hump, which is possible. But at the same time, we still gotta have them passing option. I mean, the pass option. So I'm looking at it like if we can get a Devontae Adams, like just imagine if we get Devontae Adams, like bro, like he could play one side by himself. So even if they double team it, it's gonna be somebody else wide open. You get what I'm saying? But I just look at it like we can't just keep. I feel like the Ravens as an organization, they trying to bank on Zay Flowers, Lamar, and Derrick Henry to lead us over the hump. Not saying that they can't, but I still feel like we need more help. You get what I'm saying? Like,
So we could win with those 3, but why limit yourself to those 3 if you can go get Devontae Adams and add it to that? Would be
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like there's
all these
no
other
rule
teams
against making it easier to win. So let's go make it easier to win.
look,
Dude,
like,
imagine how much easier it would be for Derrick Henry if Devontae Adams and Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely were all on the field.
Well,
and, of course,
there's
and Lamar
only
Jackson.
11. There's only 11 guys on the opposing defense, and at some point they're gonna, somebody's gonna get a one-on-one matchup that they can win every time. And whether that's, Adams, Zay, Likely, Andrews, doesn't matter. Somebody's gonna be open. Somebody's gonna, reap the benefits of that. So
Yeah.
I'm all in. Go get them.
you look at the
100%.
you look at the Texans, right? The Texans, they brought in Stephon Diggs, right? And to be honest with you, they didn't even really need him, right?
No,
But they
they didn't.
adding pieces to help CJ Stroud. So now I'm looking at it like, why we can't get Lamar that receiver that he need? Because if you think about it, right, Lamar's not a bad quarterback. Like my man Kyle Barber said, he's more like a backyard quarterback. So not saying he don't trust his receivers, but he gotta make sure he gotta see that they wide open first. But I feel like with a Devontae Adams, him and Likely on the field together, like you can pick your poison, like you know what I mean. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know, man. I'm kind of sick of the John Harbaugh thing because like it's the same shit over and over, time possession, like. You know what I mean? But one thing I can say about the offense, I can see that Lamar starting to communicate with his line more better. Like, but you could tell it's just something that he got to work on though, because it's still like time running out. You know what I mean? Certain shit. So it's like the little basic shit we got to work on. But I still think we gonna be good though. But that wide receiver room is still a problem to me, and it's always gonna be a problem.
I mean,
Because like,
I
let's
feel
be
like they're,
real. What
they're
if Zay
I feel
Flowers
like
go down? Like,
no, you're right. You're right. There are some fans who like if we went and got Devontae Adams, then they would say how we should go get, fucking Jamar Chase too. Like it never ends with some people in the goddamn wide receivers. But no, you're right. You are right. I mean, right now, if Zay Flowers got hurt, holy shit, what a terrible wide receiver group.
Okay, so I'm just catching up on our comments here. They were left like an hour ago.
Well, the one that I'd like to point out.
Tom P can eat my dick.
Exactly. This fucking bald bitch.
I saw.
Why is
I saw.
Pasquale just dropping government names and
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
cases in the chat?
Brandon put that on the screen briefly, and I took it off because we're not doxing anybody on several platforms.
Not even doxing, but like
I see.
Why?
I see Brandon said during the show when a game is on, like, bro, like we're not Dolphin fans, bro. We do this shit every like just because there's a game on. Like, only way we don't do the show unless it's a Red Sox game at home because of Drew. But other than that, we really don't give a fuck about the Dolphins. Plus, they was getting blown out. Like, who gives a fuck about that game?
I actually prefer that we do the show when something else is on because if sports anyway, because when people watch sports, they're on Twitter.
Yep.
And a lot of people will if they see something on Twitter that they like, they will have the audio on that on and have the audio on the game off because they don't want to hear the dumbass commentators. So
Tom Brady sucked, by the way.
I didn't see 1 second of it, so
I didn't either.
He has
Whatever.
no personality. I hate Tony Romo. I've hated him since day one. I think everybody who liked him to start is mentally challenged. But Tom Brady, it sounds like a legitimate he's never watched football before in his life because
He was
has no
announcer
ability.
today.
No, it was the announcer. Was it the Browns?
Cowboys, Browns. Yeah.
Yeah, just sounded so fucking bad.
Well, he is a robot. The real Tom Brady died in 9/11, which was yesterday or 2 days ago.
That's
what?
Right?
Yeah, the real Tom Brady died on 9/11.
It was yesterday. Still,
Yeah, the real Tom Brady died on 9/11. So the real Tom Brady was that doughy, last pick of the draft. That guy. He died in 9/11, and then
He's just a weird Cali freak who eats avocado ice cream and gets plastic surgery. That's why he's a terrible announcer. He didn't die.
No,
He's just got.
He's an
Hey,
actual.
yo,
He's an actual robot.
I mean, he's this is why his wife left him for a jiu-jitsu instructor. He's got no
Speaking of-
personality and no ability to communicate with normal people. And he sucks at his
Speaking
fucking
of-
job. And Fox paid him
Speaking of
$375.
dying, right? Speaking of dying, right? I don't know what's up with Facebook, but they be having this Ravens and Orioles type of page with though. Like the other day they said Cal Ripken died. Then yesterday they said Eddie Murray died. And then today it's this one girl, right? I'm gonna be real with you, right? I'm a man of the people, but I hate when people ask me dumbass questions, right?
I'm a man of the people, except for idiots.
Yeah, bro,
I'm a man of the smart people. Should be your new
this
tagline.
mother look, I ain't gonna say that. Look, this motherfucker gonna send me a thing, right? And it said that Zay Flowers was in a serious accident and his football
Somebody
career
said
might be
Wiggins
over.
was.
There's a rumor on Twitter about Nate Wiggins, the same shit.
Yeah,
That's
so
why
look,
his
right?
practice day is that he rolled his Lambo or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
look,
he
so
drives
she-
a Lambo.
Right, so she gonna ask me, is it true, bro? I left her ass on red and straight blocked her ass.
I'm just gonna
don't
start
ask me no
sending-
dumb
I'm
ass
gonna
question like that.
I'm gonna text every time I see a stupid rumor on Twitter from now on. I'm gonna copy it and text it to Trippy. Like, yo, is this true?
You might get blocked.
Hey, so we're
fine, I'll
an
just make a
hour.
burner phone.
We're an hour minutes in, and we haven't.
We're
even
an hour and 12 minutes, and we haven't talked Raiders Ravens at all.
Nope.
So
because the
let's
Raiders
get
don't
into
fucking
that
matter.
real quick.
That's what Rashad Bateman to do for you.
Let's
There
be honest.
you go.
45 minutes ago, we were getting ready to go.
We're getting ready to, and then couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Anyway, Raiders Ravens. Let's do this quick scores real quick. We already got the uniform combination. It's purple and white. So anyway, I'll go first. 27-10 Ravens. I was it. That defensive line in Vegas is good and everything. You can't let Max Crosby wreck the game. But that being said, I don't trust Gardner Minshew, even though he beat us last year with the Colts. Doesn't matter. Coming off a loss, it shouldn't be a fucking trap game. This should be totally focused, especially the home opener. Get it done.
I'm gonna put this out there.
He does not have a big arm. They can beat you outside the numbers.
This morning I woke up and I realized we're recording tonight and the uniform is going to come out. So I handicapped the uniforms at purple jerseys, white pants, minus 750. And that one was a big winner. I don't know how.
No,
I think
it's actually not a big winner. That's by definition, that's a pretty small winner.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Minus 700.
Well, I'm just saying it's a winner.
Not much of a return.
No, obviously
Pretty
not. You
low
should
ROI,
you should definitely parlay that one. But I think we all probably would have done purple jerseys, white pants, right?
Yeah, but
I would have
like purple and black or something like that. But
I would have probably asked y'all what the weather is going to be like. But I've been kind of looking. If it's going to be like 90 degrees, I would have said white jerseys, purple pants, and made the Raiders wear black.
It's going to be low 80s and pretty tolerable humidity. It's going to be a really nice day. And
considering
it's
skipping the
purple and
Pearl Jam
white
concert later that night at Fenway just to stay and get hammered watching that game.
There I'll be girl. Glare there.
We're doing 2 shows. I don't really feel like hanging around Trust Fund Kids for 2 days. So I just had to hang around Orioles fans for 3 days.
Are you calling EDC a trust fund kid?
Yeah, Taunton, big trust fund area. I don't know if you knew that.
He's
Very,
a huge
very,
Pearl Jam guy.
I know. Very. Taunton, Massachusetts is very wealthy. One of the richest towns in the country. It's not, but nobody fact checked that. This is not the presidential debate, so I don't need to be fact checked on my nonsense.
Tua fucked my ticket up, man. Shit.
Yeah, Tua's brain is fucking
It's
putting.
gone.
I ain't gonna lie. That was the I ain't not the man. Never mind. We can stick the subject. Stick to the topic. My bad.
All right, so
Here.
score 35-7. Tom, suck a dick.
I got 48.
We're gonna call.
I mean, I got
Trap House
4.
Tommy
Hold on.
from now
I gotta hold on. I gotta.
Trap House Tommy P. This is new name on the podcast.
All right. So hold on, Jake. You were 27. What?
27-10.
10. Drew.
35-7. Ravens.
Okay. Trippy.
42-13.
Okay. I like that.
Brian.
I'm taking
BT.
the Ravens minus 14 and a half.
I'm gonna
That's easy
go
money.
27-14. Ravens.
And you got the Raiders scoring 2 touchdowns on us? Dang.
Hey, garbage time counts on me. Garbage time counts.
I am gonna say I don't like these scores under 30. We're scoring. So we're gonna talk a little bit, I think, about what's gonna happen in this game. But the Raiders blitzed at like 36% last week because that's really all they got going for them is their pass rushers, and that is really, really easy to overcome when you have a much more complete team. So I think the Ravens are gonna really fucking. I'm going 45-9.
Well, to your
also,
point, Will.
Just for the record,
mean-
now that we're talking about scores, fuck you, Jake,
Fuck you too, Drew. You a bitch.
for last week, fucking picking the Chiefs.
Hey, man, I said it
Dumb
last
fuck.
week. I ain't a dumb fuck. I was fucking right, bitch.
100% your fault. Oh, congratulations, you were right, but at what cost? Bitch.
Hey, man, that's what they get for. I'll be honest, I'm more encouraged last week seeing what I saw because Lamar was actually at some point finally taking what the defense gave him than I was in the AFC Championship game. I was so disgusted. I questioned whether or not he could do it because he didn't take what the defense gave me. He got
That's,
greedy in the
quite
championship
the
game.
fucking
So I was being
word.
spiteful.
That's quite the
I was being
fucking word
spiteful.
salad to just admit that the loss is your fault.
Nah, it ain't my fault.
100% your fault.
It's Isaiah Likely for not having an amputated toe like Deion Sanders. That's the reason. That's his fault.
I do not want.
Should have cut
it
his
was
toes off for the
Rashad.
team.
It was Rashad Bateman's fault.
There's a
I do
play
not
that
want
happened
anybody
after.
to be
Fuck
like
you,
Deion
bitch.
Sanders. I do not want
Fuck you,
anybody
bitch.
on the Ravens to be like Deion Sanders. Loser.
And cut your
Loser.
toe off. Cut your toe off for the team.
Yeah, cut your toe
Try-
off, and then you can't win college football games. Oh,
Nope,
by the
as-
way, Blender's-
but as a player, he's
Blender's
back-to-back Super Bowl
sunglasses,
champion.
Yo, why
and
Isaiah
Mike- Go ahead.
Why Isaiah Likely ain't get his extension yet?
He will.
They don't have to yet. He will.
Yeah, I don't think they can't. He can't sign an extension yet.
Not
can he?
till after the third year. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say not until after.
This is fourth year, isn't
I
it?
was going.
No, it's
No,
third year.
No, this is third year, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
tripping.
think he can sign until after the season.
Yeah.
I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he's.
After that little thing in the tunnel, man, EDC should have gave him a contract before they hopped on that fight back, man. We
Because he
need more
said
players like
Because
that.
he said "fuck you, bitch" to a Chiefs fan. That's what we're
Yep.
paying guys for now. What are we doing?
Yeah, I like that.
We should pay him because he's good at football, not because he said "fuck you" to a Chiefs fan. I can go walk
There you
around and
go.
say "fuck you" to Chiefs fans.
Both.
Should I get a fucking extension? EDC, where's
According
my
to Trippy,
contract?
yeah.
Yep.
Where's my contract,
I've
EDC?
said fuck you to a lot of people. I guess I should be
I-
the highest paid player in the NFL then.
Yeah, I mean, I should surpass you because I tell you to go fuck yourself every week. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
I've told you
I don't make the
clearly
rules. I
ways
just
to die.
enforce them.
Yes.
We should not extend Jake, just to be honest. Yeah.
We should extend Jake. Jake's the reason why you have the wild
Yeah, Jake's
element
the-
on this show.
Jake's
Otherwise,
the
this would just
reason why
be
we
go
lost.
tune
Wow.
in.
I agree. I'm
No,
dead wrong.
that's
I don't
fake.
want no
That's fake
extension.
news. That is fake
I don't
news.
want no extension.
Drew is wrong, and
I'm going to
he's
Seattle.
engaging in copium. Drew's engaging in copium here because
Jake, if you picked the Ravens to win, the Ravens might have won that game. But instead, you had to be like, "Oh, I want to be different because I, watch anime and listen to heavy metal and fucking have obscure movie references."
Oh, I don't
And,
I don't drink. I'm cool.
I am cool. But that being said,
so it makes me fucking pick the Chiefs to win. Asshole.
Cool. Then why didn't we win the AFC Championship game when I did pick the Ravens to win that?
Well, so what have you done for me?
Logic is flawed,
Jake. So
logic is flawed, Drew.
No, wrong.
You're
Jake, it doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way.
Your bald-headed pubic hair beard logic is wrong.
Doesn't work that way.
It does. It does.
No, I will. Okay, and Trippy knows this because Trippy always sends me. He'll send me. If you could see my fucking text messages with Trippy, it's like 98% of our text messages are us sending each other links to our bets. And when he sends me a bet on the Orioles game that has an opposing player on the ticket, I ignore it. I'm not touching it. So picking the other team to win the game, dude, that's terrible karma.
All I'm saying. Not at all. Not at all.
We all.
I mean, a lot of people say, hey, if you want to win money, hey, you put your money on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Just saying.
a lot of people do a lot of stupid shit. So fuck them and fuck Jake.
Damn, yo.
Why don't we talk about what we expect in this game a little bit?
I expect the offense.
I expect Marlon Humphrey to get burnt by Devontae Adams at least 5 times.
Probably. But will Gardner Minshew be able to get him the ball?
That's the key. Is that Gardner Minshew is bitch. So
we'll throw it to Brock Bowers. I don't know about Adams.
I mean, we
Brock
can't
Bowers
sit up here and act like.
By the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brock Bowers is like 21 years old and bald as fuck. Tom P. caliber bald.
After losing to the Colts last year, I think the Ravens should just come out there and just we should get 11, 12 sacks on Gardner Minshew. But we know that motherfucker gonna come out there passing the ball.
All right, hear me out. Kenny Young murdered Gardner Minshew that year in the preseason, the backfield, and then we traded him. And then we traded him in a 5th-round pick for Marcus Peters, and that turned the season around in 2019. So we need Malik Harrison. We need Malik Harrison to murder Gardner Minshew, and then we will trade Malik Harrison and a 5th-round pick for Devontae Adams.
There you go. The cycle is complete. What the fuck do you mean?
What do you mean? No?
Why does that make perfect
You trade
sense?
Malik Harrison and a 5th for fucking Devontae Adams. Who the fuck says no to that? Maybe the Raiders.
I don't think.
What do you mean? Let him go kill Gardner Minshew.
Rashad
let him finish.
Well, I cut him off before he said that. I cut him off before the trade.
Yeah, I know.
Patience, young Padawan.
I cut him off before he said the trade. I was basically trying to say Trent Simpson should bliss his ass up the middle and Bart Scott is shit.
I want to trade him. I like him.
No, we ain't got to trade him.
That's right.
Trade Rashad Bateman and Malik Harrison.
Get Malik Harrison a clean look at Minshew, and then trade him in a 5th for
a 3rd-round draft pick or 4th-round draft pick.
No, just a 5th. That's how it works. You trade 5th-round picks and players for all pros. That's how the Ravens do things.
I feel like the offensive line is going to have a better game overall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Matt Crosby
you sure about
will
that?
be in the backfield a couple times. It's going to happen.
Boy, you better hope Max Crosby don't go to Penn North before the game, boy, or Lexington Market, boy. He might.
I think
have a field day out there, motherfucker.
So that might be.
They're going to still have that rotation with Roger and Makari.
So, do you believe that?
I hate that
I know
shit.
They said they were going to do that. I don't believe it though.
The biggest thing is again, Project Pat, just use him as that 6th blocker, help protect against Crosby.
Yeah, how about we
He's
have
very helpful.
Ricard shipping, great pass rushers, not Justice Hill.
Hey,
don't leave him one-on-one.
Tom.
What did you say,
Tom? Tell Tom dumbass go to sleep. Tom, it's a trap home game.
He's tripping.
I call them Trap House Tom for reasons that I won't explain on the podcast, and he says to trap home. That's yeah. I'm just making fun of him.
Yep.
He's not saying it's a trap game.
There you go. Nah, I meant talking about trapping. I got you.
This dumbass.
Yep. Yeah.
Right now, FanDuel has
Trap
it as
home
an
Tom.
8.5 point or 8.5 spread.
Man, what's up
I
with
still
the
like
parlays, man? I got a parlay I want to give out, man. 8-leg parlay, man. Give out.
Well, so I mean, what's the? How do we win this game? How do we lose this game?
We win this game by keeping Lamar upright, letting him take what the defense gives him, and they blitz the shit out of him, and we have answers. Protect Lamar, get the ball to your playmakers, go from there. Because, again, Patrick Graham was the same defensive coordinator with the Miami Dolphins, Lamar's first game, when he had that huge day. I think he threw 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He was the same dude blitzing him all day.
324 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yep, he was the same
The only
dude.
way we're losing this game to the Raiders is if we are careless with the football and turn it over a lot.
Yes.
All right, so here's what I would say. You're right, but if Todd Monken decides, you know what, we're going to come out firing. We're going to pass the ball. Fuck that. This is a Derrick Henry game. This is okay. The Raiders, like I said earlier, they blitzed last week at 36%. If you're blitzing, you're coming off the edge. Run Derrick Henry up their asshole until they cry. And then that could take 1 quarter. Really, honestly, that doesn't take that long. So if their entire game plan is to try and disrupt Lamar's process by bringing a lot of heat off the edge, go for it, because we have a fucking monster that we're just going to run down your throat. So I say run the ball. The only way that we end up in a position where we're chasing or we're it's like a fucking shootout or whatever is if we decide, oh, you know what? No. Just like the Chiefs game. We're going to throw the ball. No, we don't need to run the ball today. We're going to throw the ball. Run the fucking ball down their asshole until they cannot take any more runs. Just fucking run the ball 1 billion times.
No, I mean that's fair. A lot of talk about what's the Ravens' offensive identity this week among Ravens media. I don't fucking care what our identity is. Our identity should be,
yes,
exploiting the defense.
Let's fucking go.
Either Trip just hit a bet, or I made a great point that
I think it might be both.
Yep.
I did, bro. I just used I did, bro. I just flipped my $10 no sweat into the last 2 games over, and that bit nigga just hit a home run, man. Let's go. Flip my little $17 for the mob, man. But no, I feel like the way we lose the game, if the offensive line just come out there, playing like straight shit, the defense just let Devontae Adams take over. But see, I ain't gonna lie to you though. I know we're gonna win this game, but we can't sleep on the Raiders though. We really can't.
No.
Like,
They're scrappy.
They have
two
players,
nice wide
but they don't
receivers.
have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. That's the only thing. So,
bro,
don't
that's
take
the
them
same
lightly,
quarterback
but
that
just,
beat us, bro. We can't
go out
sit
there
up
and do your
here and
job.
come on, let's be real, bro.
Here-
Yeah.
That's the
Trippy.
same.
Here's a
Who thought we would
difference.
have lost to the Colts last year.
There's a difference though. The reason why we lost to the Colts, we beat the Bengals the week before. Now John Harbaugh teams they get real high after they think they got a big win. So they start feeling themselves next week. They fuck themselves up. That's the reason why I'm picking Ravens to beat the Raiders this week. There's no reason to feel high and mighty upon yourselves after losing to the Chiefs. They're gonna come out focused and they're gonna come out and beat the brakes off the fucking Raiders.
And also the Colts offensive line versus the Raiders offensive line is like, I mean, it's like a third world country in fucking in Vegas.
Exactly. Even though Gardner Minshew may have beaten us with
Man,
the
the
Colts,
BK
like
going
these
eat
guys
Sunday.
just said,
Watch.
Yeah, he is.
that offensive line was completely different.
Not to mention that Chargers front was getting after them last week. So I'm just saying.
Speaking of Chargers, how fucking funny is it to watch them meltdown online over Greg Roman?
Those are paid actors, Drew. Don't even worry about that. Those are paid actors. Chargers fans are not real.
They're
Chargers
real
fan-
people,
I think-
and they're real
you know what's
Chargers
crazy?
Chargers fans are like birds. They're not real.
I think
They're
we gonna
paid
see the
actors,
Chargers-
paid for by the California state government. They need to hire actors in order to fill in seats, make people think the Chargers are fans, but in reality they don't. They're just paid Hollywood actors looking for a paycheck. That's it. Chargers fans are not real.
I think we're gonna play
Nihilism.
the Chargers in the playoffs. I think the Chargers gonna come to the bank.
No, Chargers aren't making the playoffs.
I ain't counting out on any Jim. It's R2.
Jim
Shit, I think
is
they
putting
gonna make
himself
the
at a
playoffs,
disadvantage by signing an injury-prone pussy running back and a moron as an offensive coordinator. They're not going to make the playoffs. Colin Kaepernick will be starting for that team by like week 10 after Herbert dies. So
there you go. But anywho,
we got to give out our parlays here.
Fuck yeah, boy.
Trippy, you got an 8-leg. What is it?
Yeah. Hold on. Trying to find it. Here you go. I got Lamar for 200 passing yards. Lamar 1 passing touchdown. Derrick Henry 60 yards. Isaiah Likely 40 yards. Zay 50 yards. Derrick Henry anytime touchdown. Zay Flowers anytime touchdown. And I like the Ravens total points over 25.5.
All right. We're gonna have to just all take a breath. Hold on. That was you rattled that one off like a motherfucker. Hold on. I'm
That
gonna
was
get you to
easy
do
as
it again.
shit.
I wasn't ready, but you also were fucking flying. So go from the top.
Lamar 200 passing yards. Lamar 1 passing touchdown. Derrick Henry 60 rushing yards. Isaiah Likely 40 receiving yards. Zay 50 receiving
60
yards.
plus. Hold on. Derrick Henry was the third one. Was Isaiah Likely?
Isaiah Likely 40 yards.
40 plus. Okay.
Zay Flowers 50 plus.
Zay 50 plus. Okay.
Derrick and Zay to score.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Both of them anytime touchdowns.
And I like the Ravens total points over 25.5. That's easy money right there.
Okay, hold on. Ravens.
Who fucked my parlay up?
You said Ravens over 25.5?
I might have to run that back and take the anytime. Yeah.
Okay.
I got another simple one this week.
Hold on.
Lamar.
Hold on. 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Okay, go.
Lamar 2+ passing touchdowns. Mark Andrews anytime touchdown. Mark Andrews over 4 receptions. And I'm going to go Derrick Henry anytime touchdown. Nice,
I ain't gonna lie, I like them last two. I'm gonna have to add that to my other parlay.
Okay.
1 p.m. money mark is going to make a nice appearance, and I think that they're going to go out of their way to force him for a touchdown too. So
yeah,
I might take.
And he's in a great spot.
I might take Lamar for 3 passing touchdowns.
You only have him as 1.
I think 2 is the easy choice there. If you want to get aggressive, you can go for 3, but I just think that 2 is safe, and still going to be plus money.
Listen, I think.
Oh, I like.
Trippy,
I like to do
you do whatever you want. If I'm you, I'm sitting on that 1. I think 1 is a given. 2, because of the fact that this could be a blowout, I think, and they're going to run the ball a lot. I don't know. When you go 2 or 3 passing touchdowns for Lamar, I don't know about that. If you're for gambling purposes, I'm all for it. I hope it all happens.
That's why it's called a lotto. That's why it's called a lotto.
But man, we're giving these picks out. We're giving these picks out. Like, if you want to say that's like, you can give a separate pick as like some fucking Mega Millions if you want to. But...
Hey. One thing about Trippy, I give out locks. I was in a Raven space last week. I should have sent it to you. I think I sent it to you. You probably ain't played though. I told them, right, they got this new thing like 20+ or 30+ receiving yards. I took Isaiah Likely for over 30 yards receiving, and I took Travis Kelce for 20. I parlayed both of them together. Isaiah Likely by itself was plus 1,200 cash. So,
Oh,
y'all better listen to Trippy, man. I be giving out some
Plus
lots.
1,200.
I don't recall you sending that one to me.
I want
Yeah,
a
good.
7-leg.
Trippy went
It
real
probably-
quiet there. This
well, I
motherfucker
thought
didn't send me
I
the
sent
pick.
it to you.
Sends me his 23-leg MLB pitcher parlay, but doesn't send me
I
the
thought I
fucking
did,
Ravens pick. Come on, man. All right.
Man.
I've got a 7-leg that I just put together.
All right, let's do it. Let's go.
All right, we're going Ravens money line
We,
under
we
41
repping
and
on
a half.
shit. Who's that?
Under
Oh, Big
41.
Dog.
That's
Uh, Derrick Henry anytime.
That's
Lamar,
a donation.
Lamar
That's not a donation.
2
Doesn't
plus
have any money.
passing.
Okay.
Zay Flowers anytime, Nelly anytime, and Lamar Jackson 175 plus.
Whoa. Okay. And then,
So
I like
Yeah.
that, but I don't like that under. I don't like the under 41 and a half because I feel like we could put up 40. Well, you saw my
well, like I
score
said,
prediction, 42 to 13.
27-17.
Hold on.
So I'm covering it right there.
hold on. Wait. Oh, 175, you said, right?
Yep, 175.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, because I'm looking at
Yo,
this.
everybody be taking Lamar for
Derrick-
175.
Derrick Henry touchdown, Zay touchdown, Nelly touchdown.
hmm Lamar Jackson 2
So
passing.
okay, so you're not accounting for one Lamar passing touchdown with your scores. You're not going to try and run the board and just pick every guy who's going to score.
Nope.
Okay.
Arthur, did you say 27-17 was under 41?
I could see Nelson
27-14.
Aguilar scoring though, because that's his old team he
Yeah,
used to play
he's
for.
27.
So
He's 27-14.
And they just said 27-17. I was
No.
like, math's not.
So
No,
that was
so-
Tom.
Yeah, he doesn't count. He's not a person.
But no, I said.
Well, you also had it the other way around too. So, all right, Jake, what's your communist pick?
Communist pick, fucking communist pick is vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the election. Seize the means of production. Replace the American flag with the hammer and sickle.
Are you parlaying a Kamala win with some Ravens props?
I got asked for commie picks. So I'm giving you commie picks, but an actual pick, obviously California is what it is. They'll tax you, but they don't want you to gamble, which is dumb.
Yeah,
but anyway,
gamble in California. I forget where I heard that before, but
yeah, it's
some
some whack ass shit. That's all I could tell you. But anyway, I'll give you a Marcus Williams interception. 2 interceptions.
Two
Marcus Williams interceptions.
Wow.
What are the odds on? What
You know
are the
what?
odds on that?
I don't know that you can even bet that. I think
Probably not, but I'm giving you a bold prediction.
Book probably doesn't even offer that.
yeah, I don't think the books offer like 2 interceptions. I don't think so.
right. No, they'll
Let me
give you
see.
one, but they're like, okay.
But you know what though? I don't
You're
know.
weird
They might have it
that
on
you even bet
DraftKings though.
Yeah, DraftKings does have some weird shit.
Hey, Jake, do me a favor, Jake. Can you give me a player that's gonna have a sack? Because I might put that on my parlay.
A sack?
Yeah.
David Ajabo.
I mean, yeah, he's been consistent. But
Yo,
you know what?
I saw that shit too.
Give me
G.
Travis
That shit was
Jones.
like plus.
Okay.
Give me Travis
Travis
Jones.
I like that. I like that.
Grown ass man. Even get in the backfield, he caused that interception to Roquan Smith last
Okay.
week.
But just to be clear, Jake's parlay is Marcus Williams 2+ interceptions, Travis Jones 1+ sack.
Yep.
The odds on that are probably like plus 950,000.
Hey man, put your kids through college. Try to put your kids through college here. That's all. We shoot for the stars, aim high, and then you can thank me later by giving me a cut because I can't win it here.
Hey, Will, when you get a chance, look at the players that record 20+ yards receptions or 30. Man, they got a couple on here like Zay Flowers plus 240. They got Andrews plus 380, Bateman
All right.
plus 450, Isaiah Likely plus 500, and then Yeah, so I think I might take Andrews plus 100 for that. Because you know you can put them in a parlay together too. So just check that out. And, Zay Flowers, 2 touchdowns, 1,300. Something to look at.
Yeah, that is. I agree. All right. Here's my picks. Ravens laying the 8.5. Over 41.5. Lamar 175 plus. And 1 touchdown, 1 plus touchdown. Derrick Henry.
What, passing?
Yeah, passing. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown, and 60 plus yards. And
no Zay Flowers.
I'm not going to touch Zay on this. I'm going to go with
You
Mark
don't like
Andrews.
his receptions? I like his receptions.
Yeah, no, I'm not just feeling it's going to be a heavy run game. So my last 2 legs are going to be my last 2 legs are going to be Mark Andrews, 3 plus receptions and 40 plus yards.
All right.
Well then,
I think I like Bateman for 40.
No.
I like Bateman for negative yardage.
I like Bateman for going fuck.
I just
Fire Bateman
Will,
into the sun.
Hey, Will, I just took your parlay that you said, right? But I took the over, the Ravens spread, Lamar, and Derrick Henry anytime touchdown. Then I still added the Ravens total over 25.5. And then I like Zay for 4 receptions. And I'm going to take Bateman for 40 yards. That's plus 1,600. I like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of good options.
I don't know, man. Bateman going to feed my family this year, I hope. So.
Oh, fuck.
There you go.
Good
I don't
luck,
like
Bush.
that.
I mean, what I say last week, I said I like him for 50 yards. He covered that. Now, a couple people was mad at me because he didn't get that other catch because I took him for over 2.5. But I mean, he fucked up on that one play. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's all good, baby. You know. Anywho, that's going to do it for this week's installment. We'll be back to discuss this, that, and the other. Maybe Grant will be back, maybe not. Who the fuck knows? Soulless Gingers, unite. Anyway, it's time for you to die.
We need a ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make them feel it. We need a pick, we need to get 6. Purple and black, that's as real as it gets. I'm part of the flock, you know who I'm with. We get in the playoffs, you know that it's lit. My dogs, we standing on